Okay, hello and welcome to another edition of Ero F4. I don't know if you don't watch F2, if you haven't watched F2 at any point in this season, then you most likely won't know who I am. But I go by low key. If you watch F1, I'm low key _ Chibs in F1 in the McLaren. Also a commentator in the Ero. So hello and welcome to what is going to be another competitive race here in F4 based on the championship. Obviously I've not commentated on an F4 race this season, so this is my first race, but based on the standings it looks like we're in for what could be a very thrilling end to the season, obviously with 5 races to go, and it looks like the man in third is actually the man to beat, and he goes by King, I believe. Let's see, he's in the lobby. Yes, the man in the Red Bull. He's won the last race. He's been on the podium in the last 4 races, and that's very, very well, I wouldn't say the complete opposite, but you've got the championship leader who it seems like he struggled in the last couple of races, so he'll look to get himself back on track as soon as possible, especially based on the fact that the 2 men behind him are bearing down on him pretty quickly. The gap between P1 and P2 being only 28 points, so still a lot to play for. The gap between Murphy's the championship leader, by the way. The gap between Murphy and King in P3 is 55 points, so it does seem like a very, very big gap. But with the tracks that we have got coming up, a lot can happen. Starting here in Spain, especially a track where tire wear and overheating is easily a problem. Let's hope we don't have a wet race, because then it will be probably very seriously boring, because it's already hard to overtake. But back a lot. It's very flowing. Many that feel better. There's also a big battle actually going on in the constructors championship actually, and looking at it, we've got the McLaren and the Mercedes boys literally matched on 200 points. So that's definitely another one to look out for. I believe both McLaren and both Mercedes drivers are in the lobby as well. So it could be a very good day for one of those 2 teams. Also with AlphaTauri in third, only 34 points behind, so it's still quite wide open for the constructors title. So we'll wait and see what the weather's going to bring us. I'm crossing my fingers heavily for no rain, please. Maybe qualifying, not the race though. No rain in the race. That's dead. Okay, qualifying, heavy rain. All right, that's fine. As long as there's no heavy rain in the race. Let me just find out. Oh shit. No. Wait, please, no. Oh my god, no. He's lying. It's not gonna rain. Huh? What? Okay. It looks like we might have changeable conditions for the race, so that is okay. But for qualifying, at least it is full wet conditions, which means it's going to be a massive challenge for the drivers. Oh, actually no, looks like intermediates actually, so not full wets. Intermediates is what Smarty. Sorry, that name was a little bit funny. Smarty is. I need to be serious. The Haas driver is currently out on the track with. It looks like everybody's gonna follow suit and put on those intermediate tires. Let's get the stream up so I can have a look at the comments section. So really I have not much of an idea of what to expect in this qualifying session. Raining the whole weekend. Oh my god. No, you're lying. I don't believe you. I hope not. Well, at least if it's raining in the race, it won't be too bad if it does transition to dry. But that probably does mean an increased likelihood of many safety cars also, because this track's very, very difficult, especially coming through. You can see the corner that Miyake is about to come through. Very, very challenging corner. Very easy to lose the rear end on entry or on exit on the curb. The rear just likes to step out. Really with no warning. So we'll watch the first driver. And he's going to go into the barrier, and is he out of qualifying? No, he's not. So that's well, I guess we'll go with Holloman. Wow, they're all spinning out in the last corner. So the Red Bull of Holoman or Joloman, I'm not sure how you say that, has spun out of the last corner and lost his front wing, as well as Smarty in the Haas. So those two drivers will be on their way back into the pit lane. So we'll watch Sebamen start his lap, and he, unless he validates, will be the first man to set a lap time. You can see they're really gingerly making their way around the track. The lap times will most certainly drop as the time, as the qualifying session goes on. So the people to look out for, mainly, obviously, the three men in the title, 4 drivers actually in the title battle. I even forgot to mention Chibuikem. I'm not sure if he's in the lobby. Let me see. Let me just make sure that all of these guys are racing. So we've got Murphy, yep, in the McLaren. You can see currently in P15 on his outlap. Yano in the Mercedes, yep, you've got him there, P8 as well. And then you have King in the Red Bull, and then the Alpha Tauri. Oh yeah, there you go, P5. So yeah, you've got all the championship protagonists currently in this lobby. So it should be very, very interesting to see how things play out. I feel like I'm in game chat as well. Ooh, as the Aston Martin drivers getting a little bit out of shape. Looking like quite a lot of understeer he's got there. Wondering what type of setup he's got. He's going to be the first man to set a lap time, and it's going to be a 1 minute 28.7. And there's 2 Alpine drivers coming through the final sector, and the first is Istford, and he goes P1 on a 28.6. His teammate Miyake about to come across the line and sets a 128.8, so he'll look to improve. Obviously Smarty with the spun out, maybe he didn't get damage actually, so he's going to go again. The McLaren of Murphy starting his lap. Obviously that is one of the championship protagonists. Cycle going P1 on a 127.6, a second clear of anybody else. So I think what we do want to do is watch Murphy on his lap, currently coming through the final sector. Can he go on a provisional pole? Obviously still a very, very long way to go in this session. Looks clean enough through that final chicane, and he's gonna not go full throttle. It would be very difficult to be full throttle for the last corner. Where does it put him? It goes P2 on a 127.7. So who else are we looking out for? You've got a few cars coming through the final sector. And there's yellow flag. I think it's a Mercedes slowing down in the first sector, and I think an Aston Martin has also spun out. So yeah, the drivers finding it very, very difficult to acclimatize themselves to the wet conditions on the track. But like I said, the lap times will most certainly drop as a few cars are coming across the line, but with no improvement. Istford about to come across the line again. He does improve, and he goes P2 at a 27.7. His teammate Miyake also about to come across the line as we stay on board with Smarty. Can he improve and put himself or get a more competitive lap time on the board? No, he cannot. He stays last out of the drivers that have set lap time. You've got Lyse who goes on provisional pole with a very, very good lap time, 127.1. You probably will see that happening, very big gaps in the cars in the early stages of the session, as drivers will acclimatize at their own pace basically. And having saying that, Kodusik goes up into P1 as the first man into the 126s. We have a look, we see there's a Mercedes coming across the line, it's Black Wolf, and he goes P3. His teammate currently negotiating the final sector with King. Obviously both of those 2 drivers in the championship fight. So you've got Yano coming through the final corner now with Ferrari behind him. He'll stay on board with King, the man who's on form at the moment in this championship. Oh, and he's lost the rear on the first part of the chicane, and whilst he's done that, his championship rival Yano has gone P1. We'll just go with Yano because it's easier to say. He goes P1, and as he does that, the Ferrari that was very close behind him goes P3 on a 127.0. So the lap time's dropping. A very, very massive bunch of cars in the final sector. I wonder if anybody will be getting held up there. Hopefully not. They all seem to be on laps at the moment. You don't really come into the pits early on the intakes. You can really just drive around and drain as much fuel as possible, and watch the lap times drop as you do so. And as we say this, I don't know how to say this. We'll just have to go with the Alpha Tauri driver. he goes up into P7, and Cycle again goes up into P2, so he's showing some very good pace at the moment in the Alfa Romeo. And we've got Mercedes, Black Wolf, is he gonna knock on it? He's invalidated his lap. So we'll follow his teammate, who's improving by just under a tenth, and he got a little bit out of shape there, but he managed to hold it together, fortunately enough for him, because it's very easy to put it in the barrier on the left there, as Murphy goes P1, 3 tenths clear of anybody else in the McLaren. So remember, that is the championship leader, and unfortunately for Jarno, he invalidates and he crosses the pit entry. I wonder if he'll get a warning for that after the race, and there's a Haas driver slowing down in the middle sector. So currently 3 out of the 4 championship protagonists currently in the top 4. Obviously Kodusik in the Alpha Tauri in P4. You've got Jarno and Murphy in the top 2 currently on the front row. The Red Bull of King will look to improve very, very quickly, and he is actually going for another lap, so we'll follow him on board and see what he can do with his Red Bull. As a few cars are in the box at the moment, and really struggling for rear grip is King, but he's improving by just over half a tenth. Very, very, yeah, you can see he's sliding a lot of the rear, so he's gonna, yeah, he looks like he's lost the time. He's gonna abandon the lap and probably come in for another set of intermediates, just depending on what that weather forecast says for the race. You've got Chibuikem coming across the line, and he did not set a lap. Excuse me. We'll have a look at Murphy. No, he's okay, so he's gone slow, but he's gonna go again, so he's not thinking about a new set of intermediates. He's going to go for another lap with 8 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. I wonder who else is currently on a quick lap. You've got a few cars entering the final sector. McLaren of Lyses on an out lap, and an Alpha Tauri of Kodusik also on an out lap. So we'll stay with the championship leader and see what he can do in the first sector. He's up very, very slightly though, so still a very long way to go in this lap. Obviously currently on a 126.5, fairly decent lap at this stage in qualifying, as his yellow flag being waved everywhere on the track, almost. Nicely through. There's a few. Well, no, most of these corners are difficult, to be honest. Especially in the way it's very easy to lose your car, and most definitely overcook it on the throttle. And Murphy improves by over a tenth and a half. So very important final set to hit. Ooh, when he gets out of shape on the curb, as I wonder if he's lost all of that time. It was going to be a very important final sector. Maybe he didn't lose too much, but he definitely lost some of it. We'll see how he negotiates the final chicane, clipping both of the yellow sausage curbs, and he's about to come across the line. Is he going to keep it inbound? Yes, he does. Is he going to improve though? No, he doesn't. So he lost 2 tenths in that final sector, unfortunately, for the championship leader. Whether or not that will have an effect by the end of the session, we'll have to wait and see. He's currently got a 3 tenth gap to Jarno, who's about to start a lap. I think there's a few other cars on laps, and this Kodusik is improving by half a second. So again, it could be important. This could easily put him on provisional pole. So we'll watch him. Who's going to win today? That's a very, very good question. Yeah, so have a look at the poll. Who do you think is going to win today? It'll probably be easier to answer that question after this lap. If Kodusik managed to find even more time, maybe get into the low 26s, he's had to negotiate a car going off the track. Is it going to be provisional pole? Yes. Oh, yes, it is. What a lap, 126.0. So he's set the gauntlet now for everybody else to follow, half a second quicker than anybody else currently on the circuit. We look to Jarno in the Mercedes. What type of middle sector can he produce? A very tricky uphill corner coming here. You really want to attack that inside curve, because it's like if you don't, he invalidates. It's like sometimes if you don't take enough of that inside curve, he basically just wants to spin you out. Unfortunately for the Mercedes driver, he's invalidated, but we look and see what his middle sector would have been anyways. It would have been improving by 3 tenths. So still a lot of lap time to come from these guys. Look to see where is, and you've got King. Obviously, he's been the man on the form. He's currently on an out lap, so we'll wait to see how his lap unfolds. Have we got anybody in the final sector on the lap. There's an Alpine, it might be, no, it's not his fault, as there was a position switch there. I believe it's Paschalidis in the Ferrari. He's gone P3 on a 26.6. He showed pretty good pace as well in that Ferrari. New set of intermediate tyres for him. So he will probably stay out until this session is over. Hopefully he's fueled up enough to do that. It looks like he's going again actually, and he's slightly down, very very slightly, so effectively nothing. Few cars coming through that final sector. There's a Haas that spun around smartly, I believe it is. Really having to stay out of everybody's way. It can be very difficult. You lose tire temperature, so he's probably going to come into the box. Oh, he's going to go into the barrier. Yes, he is, and he's out of the qualifying session. And is that going to affect anybody's lap because he's parked right on the apex? I think that might have affected Adam Baker. Sorry, Adam Baker. And who is on a lap? Yarno currently improving by 0.3 of a second. I need to make sure I'm saying that name correctly. I feel like it's Yano and not Yarno. So we'll actually go with Yano. And he got very out of shape there in the final sector. Only a few corners to negotiate. 4 minutes left in the session, so still quite a long time to go. I wonder how much more the lap times will drop. We'll see what the Mercedes man can do at the moment. Remember, Mercedes and McLaren dead equal on points in the construction, and he puts himself P2 on a 126.3, so still nobody yet to beat Kojusik in the Alpha Tauri. And in the poll it says somebody else will win. F4 irrelevant, not gonna lie. Who's that? Oh god. I'm receiving a message at the moment. Sorry, a little bit distracted. Oh, okay. Yeah, is the game sound a bit loud? If it is, well, I'm gonna turn it down anyways. Master volume. I think that should be alright. Message retracted. Oh god. Yeah, I think. Tell me if that's alright, please. In regards to the game volume. Sorry about this. Oh, we've got Williams that's gone up into P5. He's improved by 0.8. That was a little bit out of nowhere. This lap's not going to count unless he can zang the game, and yes he does. And he keeps it down, but he's down by 10.5. So let's regain our bearings here at the moment and have a look to see who's doing what. We've got Yano currently on the lap, and he goes on provisional pole 126.0. So you've got two cars in the 26.0s at the moment. Kojusik currently on an out lap, so he will not respond. For now at least. You've got King down in P10 in the Red Bull, so he's really struggling to find some pace in the wet conditions, as Yano has to get out of the way of all the other cars there, who is probably coming towards the end of the lap. I think we'll follow Murphy on board. I do the four-man, the top two options. Okay. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the sound. Effects 9. Oh, 4. Sorry. Okay, dokie, where were we? Yes, so Murphy currently on the lap. We didn't see that first sector time, but not too long until he gets across that middle sector. Looked fairly clean through, I believe that's turn 10. I have no idea, to be honest with you. And he's improving by over 1.5. So this, if he can find time in the final sector, this could put him on the front row. It just depends on whether he can keep it clean or not. Still some very, very tricky corners to negotiate. Downhill braking, you want to hit the apex perfectly without touching the sausage curb. That was just about all right. And then you kiss the inside curb. You want to short shift up, throttle out, and that looked fairly clean as well. It looks like this could be a very good lap from the McLaren driver. Where's it going to put him though? Is it going to be enough for P1? No, it's not. He's 2 tenths down. He gained 3 tenths all in all. It's a 26.2 for Murphy. Yano's on a slow lap at the moment. So who is currently improving? We'll have a look at the Williams driver. Can he find some time in the middle sector? Just about half a tenth he can. The Red Bull of King still down in P11 on an outlap. We've got Elisa coming through the final sector. He's on a slow lap as well. I believe that might be Kojicic on a lap actually. Yeah, oh no, but he's also invalidated. So it's all going to come down to the final few laps here in qualifying. Very, very close, as you can see by the gaps. The top 4 covered by a 10th, and it looks like, oh no, Yano's retired. Okay, at the session, there are only 20 seconds left and he's in the pit lane. So the man in P1 will not have a chance to improve on his lap time. So we currently watch the man chasing him, Kojicic, coming through the first sector. We've got a Ferrari in the middle sector and he's gone off the track. So it looks like Pascalidis will not improve on his P3 either. Murphy currently somewhere on the track. It might be the final sector. Let's have a quick look. Yes, he is in the final sector, and he's actually improving by a 10th. So can the McLaren find a little bit more time just to put himself on pole position? Remember, Mercedes versus McLaren. This is a very, very big qualifying session, as Yano is currently on provisional pole. But can Murphy snatch that from him in the dying stages of the session? Yes, he does. It's a 125.9 for Murphy. And Kojicic, Kojicic was improving, but he's going to be out of qualifying. That is the end of qualifying for the AlphaTauri driver. Can anybody else snatch pole position from Murphy? It doesn't seem like anybody's on track and improving at the moment to do that. We'll have a look down at King, who's in P13 and still not improving. Can he find time in the middle sector though? Yes, he can, but it's not enough. He'll need a lot of time in this final sector. Oh, and there you go, he's lost the rear. So big struggles for the guys out on track, and it looks like that will be all she wrote for qualifying, unless the Red Bull of Holloman has got something to say. Oh, he's improved by 2/10. Oh, this could actually be a very competitive lap if he can keep it on the track. And I feel like I'm just cursing all of these guys. I'm so sorry. I feel like my commentator's curse has been very, very rife in the last couple weeks. But that is the end of qualifying for Holloman. Isford is not going to improve either. He's on his way into the pits. So that is all she wrote. It's Murphy on the front row. We've got a McLaren and a Mercedes sharing the front row. That's the championship leader who's put it on pole position, ahead of his main rival actually in second place, and that's Yano. So it should be a very interesting run down to turn 1 to see what they can produce. Kojicic, the man in 4th, putting his car in P3 on a 126.0. You can see the gaps there. The top 4 separated by just over 2/10 of a second. I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like in the race. I guess we'll have to wait and find out, but nonetheless it should still be an entertaining race. I'll take just a moment. Okay, so pole position, as you can see, the championship leader Murphy, the Welshman, putting his car in first after setting a very good lap there at the end of the session to snatch it from the Mercedes of Yano. Kojicic in P3 with the Ferrari of Pascalidis in P4. He also had a podium in the last race, so he'll be looking to pick up another good result for Ferrari. One sec. Oh, look, yeah, that looks like very heavy rain, if I am being honest with you. Let me see if anybody responded to my. Is it full wet? It's full wets. Wow. Okay, yeah. Oh, this is gonna be a long race. Sometimes you don't know what you signed up for. I well and truly know what I signed up for now. A full wet race in Spain brings very, very beautiful memories. If you know, you know. Ero F1 last season. If you haven't watched that, go check that out in the Ero channel. It was a full wet race. A very, very good driver came out on top. You should go and have a look. Hello, Miku. How you doing, mate? Hope you're alright. Are you at the army right now? Yeah, who's going to win this race? It looks like the man on pole position is the favourite. Obviously, he is also the championship leader. And it's saying it's or there will be a pit stop on the wet tyres. It'll be interesting to see what the strategies are like. Like I said, I have no idea how the weather is going to unfold, so I'm not really sure what to expect. So we'll basically take it as it comes. Some cars are looking a little bit racy in the final sector. So another battle shall commence. A very important race for the constructors, especially. You can see that McLaren have got a 1-7, whilst McLaren have got a 1-7, whilst the Mercedes have got cars in positions 2 and 11. What can King do from down in P13? It looks like he struggled in these wet conditions. So the man to beat is the man currently leading the championship. It may well all be decided at turn 1, just depending on what the weather is predicted in this race. But like I said, we'll wait to find that out, and we'll also wait for the lights to go out. It's the man on pole, the man leading the championship. What can Yano do from P2? It's 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. And it looks like Murphy's got the best start out of the top 3, and yes he has. And the Ferrari of Pascalid is currently pulling up alongside Kodjicic. Is he going to look for a move down the inside? Yes he is. He's going to send it, and he gains the position, but no, Kodjicic uses the outside line to retake P3. Quite a few position changes in the midfield. I think there's a lot going on. King currently down in P14. It looks like he's really struggling at the moment as we cycle down the field. Currently Murphy still leads from pole position as the cars jostle for position going into the... Oh, and there was contact there between King and Isford, and he goes off the track in the Alpine. Hopefully he can avoid picking up any damage. And we've got 3 wide there. Oh, surely this is going to end horribly wrong. Another Haas going off the track. Fortunately, it doesn't look like there were any wings flying at that point, but a fairly interesting start to the race. It looks like the man in P6 has picked up 3 positions, so keep an eye on Bios in P6 in the Alpine, as Haas is looking to attack Miyake in P11 for the final points position, getting a little bit out of shape on the curb there. But wet races can be very difficult. It will really be about who can keep all 4 wheels on the track for the longest, and probably you can avoid the most penalties. The gap between the top 2 still, or currently at 0.6 of a second. So Yano managing to stay very close to Murphy. He will be looking for a mistake, as there's a car that has spun out at the back, and it's Bios. Unfortunately, he made the best start, and now he's at the back of the grid, as Pascalidis and Kodjicic still battling for the final position on the podium. But they made a little bit of contact there. They're going to try and hold it side by side through turn 3, and Pascalidis gains the position. So good driving there from the Ferrari driver. It looks like this will be the main battle for P3 at the moment. They look fairly similar on pace. Kodjicic wasn't really managing to stick to the front 2. So we've got Black Wolf down in P. Oh, he's off the track. He's into the gravel. So he was very close behind the car up ahead. Whoa, no, he's not. Oh, goodness me. Is that lag? Wow. If that was lag, that's pretty atrocious. But so Black Wolf wasn't off the track. He was, in fact, well and truly on the track there. Miyake looking to make a move behind him. Obviously, when it's wet, you can use a lot more ERS because you save a lot of ERS. Yeah, you can see he's getting the disconnects. That's one of the worst sights to see on any F1 game, really. When somebody's disconnecting and they're in front of you, it's really off-putting because you don't know where to brake. You don't want to slam into them, even though they might ghost. You wouldn't ever trust Codemasters. Ooh, as Miyake gets a little bit out of shape, this is going to present an opportunity to Slimmy Cam as there's yellow flags, and it's the real Adam Baker. I wonder if he's out of this race. We'll have a quick look. No, he's not. I think he has damage, though. He's on his way into the box. Still a long way to go, so hopefully he's not coming into the box to retire. He's coming in for a change of tyres, it seems. Maybe he has got a little bit of front wing damage there. Currently, Holloman down in P5, having a look, or very close behind Kodusik. So it seems, yeah, it looks like Adam Baker has retired from the session based on those yellow flags. Not too sure what is going on there, but it seems like Kodusik doesn't really have the pace that he had in qualifying to really keep up with the guys up ahead. The gap between P3 and P2 currently at 2.1 seconds. Ooh, and the Red Bull getting out of shape on the exit. I imagine the cars are really slimy to drive at the moment, especially on the rear. As Cycle is looking to make inroads after a few small minute errors from Holloman. The gap only half a second. I really need to know if the weather's going to change in this race. Where's Woutinho? Is the weather going to change? Is it going to be a full wet race? Let me know, please, in the comments. That'd be great. Also, don't forget to hit a like, as it helps the channel, as Murphy does the fastest lap of the race, but still only 1 second separating the top two. So Yano's still keeping up the pressure on Murphy, and trust me, that really does it really does count. Being 8 tenths behind the car ahead, if you are the car ahead and you know that somebody's 8 tenths behind you, you know that you really cannot make any type of mistake, and in these conditions obviously it is a lot more difficult to do so. So Yano's still keeping up the pressure on his title rival Murphy at this stage on lap 4 in this race. Still a very long way to go. I assume a lot will happen as there's a virtual safety car. Wait, what? Adam Baker stopped on the track. There's a safety car. How did this happen though? I'm sure he came into the pits. We all saw him come into the pits. But somehow he's slap bang in the middle of the track and on the racing line. We'll have a look on Bios's point of view. Surely he will ghost. It actually doesn't look like he's ghosting either. Wow. Okay, wow. So safety car. Will anybody choose to come into the pits? I wonder how much wear they are getting on these full wet tires. Will be interesting to see. You probably wouldn't pit at this point. No, you most certainly shouldn't pit at this point, because the traffic, you lose a lot of time. Oh, and the Mercedes was considering it for a second there. We'll look to see if anybody, and Kodusik jumps into the box. To be honest, if it is the rain is gonna ease up, then this would be a good time to actually box for intermediates. A certain person did, or a certain few people did that last season. The last time we saw conditions like this in Ero F1. Wow, and they're all avoiding Adam Baker down the straight. So that, I guess that does mean he's not ghosting. So how is this gonna work? Oh, and King has gone into the back of him. So as he picked up that, he's got a 5-second time penalty. So Adam Baker's not ghosting, and he's parked directly in the middle of the straight. So this is horrible. Yeah. Wait. Where's Woutinho? I need Woutinho right now. Because yeah, Adam Baker's just parked in the middle of the track, and it's causing a massive issue in this race. Who called me? Okay, as we wait to see what happens, there's a few cars bunching up there. I will take just a moment. So as I did mention the lap before, it would have been interesting to see whether anybody would box for the Inters. Kodjicic was the man that took the initiative and did so, and now you've got Murphy and Yano that have followed him, but of course they have lost track position. So this is very, very similar conditions to actually literally what we saw in Ero F1 last season. So drivers choosing to go for the Inters under the safety car, even though necessarily it might not be intermediates right now. In a few laps time after the safety car, it may well be Inters, and at that point these guys will have the advantage. So Kodjicic, the man that has really thrown the spanner in the works in this race, so now Murphy will need to overtake him on the track in order to regain the provisional first position. They've also got King directly ahead of them, so all the championship rivals have now found themselves on the exact same part of the track. That's King in P9, Kodjicic P10, Murphy and Yano P11 and P12. So it'll be an interesting restart. But the fact that Adam Baker is still sitting on the track, what is this? Oh. Yeah, I think, yeah, oh man, the fact that there's not really much that can be done unless somebody destroys Adam Baker on the start-finish straight, so that he's actually out of the race, because at the moment it's saying he is on lap 2. He's not completed more than 2 laps in this race, and the rest of the cars are going round, and it will not stop because he is still on the track. I want to eat this apple crumble right now, but I can't do that. Shout outs to T. But yeah, we're still I don't think the safety car is going to stop. Oh, finally, we thank the Lord. So Adam Baker's finally retired from this session. So wait, yeah, the game was glitching. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Adam Baker's retired, and as you can see, Kodjicic is now the provisional leader of this race. I wonder if these track conditions are still suitable for the wets. It doesn't really look like it at the moment. We probably reached the crossover point where you want to be on those intermediate tires, and it seems like the majority of the grid have got that message, and they have all switched onto the Inters. So we are going to have a fairly hectic restart here. Remember, the 4 championship protagonists are now sternly, actually no, not anymore. King has come into the box, so King choosing to go for the intermediates. He's found himself now at the back of the grid. Yeah, if he didn't retire, then he probably would have to restart and that. That'd be a long Is the safety car in on this lap? Oh, penalties being dished out left, right, and centre. What's going on here in the midfield? 5-second time penalties dished out to, I believe. Oh well, there you go. Black Wolf was also one of them. I don't think the safety car's coming in this lap, so I think it'll be the next lap. Annoyingly, we'll have to wait another lap behind the safety car. Oh no, the safety car did come in. Oh, this game will never fail to amaze me. And you've got Yano and Murphy. They're gonna go all the way in turn 1. These are the leaders of the championship. Is Murphy gonna be able to keep it around the outside? It looks like he won't, and Yano gets the move. Can he make it stick through turn 3? It looks like he can, so great move there from Yano, taking advantage of that safety car restart and getting up into what is a provisional P2, net P2. You've got Kodjicic on the rear of those guys still on the wet tyres. They're going to struggle massively for grip, and you can see Smart is going to get past there easily by Kodjicic. Can he make his way past Miyake and really clear off down the track? It will be very, very integral to their races to gain track position. And Yano has to back out as Smarty did not see him on the inside. And and there's contact. And did Yano get damage from that? I think he just about managed to avoid it, but Murphy has retaken his position. And there's yellow flags. I can't see whether or not there's a safety car. I don't think there will be. Yellow flags in the middle sector. Unfortunately for Yano, he lost out there. Smarty lost it on the track, but the saving grace for Yano could actually be Miyake at the moment, because on those wets he's going to be a lot slower. And you can see Miyake's really defending that position very hard, and it's going to bring all of these guys back into play. You've got Lysa and Seberman battling for P4 at the moment, and is he going to make the move, stick around the outside? They've made contact, he's managed to hold it together, and he might lose another position. But this battle for provisional P1 is really what we're going to look for. Kojicic surely is going to sprint past Miyake, but will the other two drivers behind look to get past at the moment? Oh, they're all going, oh wow, it looks like there was a little bit of weaving there. I think it might just about be okay. The championship leader Murphy is going to look to go up the inside. Is he going to make it stick? No, surely not. Wow, he managed to keep it together. Kojicic had to abandon turn 1 and go off the track. I wonder if he gained an advantage from that though. A great battle here, but Miyake is surely going to be the man to lose out. Yes, he is. It was well defended from the Alpine driver, but he's not going to have grip on those wet tyres at all. You can see he's just got understeer and he goes straight off the track. He'll be a sitting duck to the rest of the pack. Really, he needs to get off of those wet tyres. I think he might be waiting for a safety car, but I think that ship has sailed at the moment. But we have still got the 3 men currently at the top of the championship, in the top 3, and you can see Lysa and Seberman still swapping places, but they're all stuck behind Miyake now. Hopefully this is not going to end in a catastrophic collision for anybody. You can see how much slower Miyake is. He's just really holding all of these guys up, and surely this is going to end badly under braking. Miyake holds the inside and he's still trying to hang on to his positions. You've got the Red Bull looking to go up the inside. He just about manages to keep his nose out of it. Oh, but he runs straight into there. He might have gained some damage there, unfortunately for him. We'll have to wait and see how his times play out. Miyake's really just trying to park his car in the middle of the track. I don't think it's the best move right now because he is so much slower. I think he's coming to the pits, and you've got Yoloman trying to throw up the inside. And yeah, Miyake does come into the box finally to get rid of those wet tyres, but you've got Yano currently on the back of Murphy. Is he going to send it up the inside into turn 1? He does send it and he gains the position. So currently it seems like Yano has got the upper hand on the championship leader. He's showing off some really good pace on these intermediate tyres, as Miyake is on now finally on the intermediate tyres. A few cars coming into the box there. I wonder if there was some damage for a few others. There most probably was. So we'll follow the front 3 as Black Wolf does the fastest lap of the race. We'll follow the front 3. I need to charge my phone down. So what this has done is created a few gaps in the field. You've got 7 and 4 seconds behind this top 3 battle that we've got here, but we are most definitely going to stay on board with this. In the early stages of the race, it was Kojicic that looked like the man that was struggling. After a very, very good strategy call, he's found himself in P1. It's Yano really who has the upper hand at the moment, the man in the Mercedes. He's the man on the move at the moment. He's going to look to take P1 from the AlphaTauri driver. He just seems to have so much more grip and confidence than both his championship rivals. Getting a little bit out of shape there over the curb, but this could be a change for P1, just depending on how much he can gain in the slipstream of the AlphaTauri, and it looks like it won't be enough at the moment. Okay, no idea what's going on there, but we have still got this battle for the top 3. We'll watch it from the director's camera point of view. Unfortunately for Pascalidis, he had a very he qualified in a very competitive place. He now finds himself down in P13. But Yano is really the man with the pace at the moment. It's really just a matter of when he can get past Kojicic, or if Kojicic can manage to keep that final sector clean enough to maintain this lead, because really that's all you need around Spain. You need a car that can get through the final sector and then have amazing traction all the way down to turn 1, because then it will be nearly impossible for anybody to overtake you, especially in these conditions, if you can keep it clean. So we'll wait and see whether or not Kojic is the man that can do that. Or really, if any of them can. Yano gets a lot of oversteer, but he's managing to hold it together. It seems like Murphy's just hanging back for the minute. Just waiting to see what is going to transpire in front of him. And whilst we say that, Yano gains, but still it won't be enough unless he's looking to send it up the inside. He had a little look, but thought better of it, and rightly so, because that would have been an airplane crash there going down into turn 1. But also, whilst we say this, Severman is managing to catch the leaders. He's only 3.5 seconds off Murphy at the moment. The gap was 4 seconds on the start of lap 11. So interesting to see how that develops with still more than half race distance to go. Obviously this happens when it is wet. It's much longer lap time, which means a much longer race also. A little look up the inside from the Red Bull Hollow Man. Him and Lyse are going to battle it out for the 10 points that P5 brings. Looks like he won't be getting the move done now. We still watch those gaps in the final sectors to the leaders. Whether or not Kojic can get a good enough exit, it looks like he has, to maintain that P1 for another lap. You really need the gap to be at around 210. Oh, and Hollow Man gets massively out of shape. Oh, and he's been collected. He's been collected. I wonder if there could be a virtual safety car, because I think he might have damage. So there's possibly some debris on the track, and he's going into the barrier, and now there's definitely debris. So we'll wait to see whether or not there's a virtual safety car for that. Hopefully not. Yeah, there you go. It's all been cleared. Actually, let's get my phone charger. I think I just go and do it. Oh, so some chaotic scenes going on down at the back end of the points. Or Hollow Man without a front wing is causing some... Wait, whoa. The championship leader, just as we've moved to the back of the grid, the championship leader Murphy has spun out. So he must have lost the rear end going through the long right-hander. He's now down into P5. So these will obviously have ramifications on the current championship standings, bearing in mind that Kojic is leading this race at the moment with Yano in P2. So this will close the gap between the top two to 20 points as it stands. As there's yellow flags in the final sector, it looks like it's Black Wolf who's had a moment. So Murphy, who was who was at the back of the three men at the front of at the front of the pack, he is now down into P5. He looked like he was struggling a little bit, but he now has a lot of time to gain back on these two out front, who now actually have the most to lose if they do make contact with one another. We'll have to wait and see how it pans out. The standings changed for a second. Not sure how that happened. As there's a driver that's put on the medium tyres. Very, very strange. I'm assuming he's going to retire from the race, but we'll watch that anyways. It's nowhere near dry. You can see it's still raining. Light rain though at the moment, but definitely not ready for dry tyres. He will be straight into the barrier or into the gravel, so you'll see that at the bottom of your screen. Probably yellow flags in about 2 seconds as he's about to get lapped by a Mercedes. and the leaders are actually coming up to Holloman also. You can see he's got absolutely no pace. Currently coming around turn 3 in the first sector. He'll probably appear on the screen within the next 10 seconds or so, because he's going to really struggle to make it around the next few corners. Unless no, it's not. I was going to say unless it's in fact becoming dry tyres, but it's most definitely not. He's losing seconds per corner. Not even per lap, seconds per corner. And Murphy coming up behind the back of his teammate. I wonder if there'll be some team orders there, or whether he'll have to fight his way to get past his teammate and onto the back of Sebaman, who's currently in P3 holding the final podium position. I wonder if he has had a podium as of yet. No, and Sebaman hasn't had a podium as of yet, so this would be his first podium in this season of ERO. Excuse me. And there you go, you've got Holloman just ahead on the mediums. I believe he will go, on those medium tyres. Absolutely no pace. As Ispod gets speed in the pit lane, I assume he'll be retiring from this session. Hopefully the game doesn't glitch again. That would be quite frustrating, but still you've got, oh wow, and Kojusik has not actually been using any ERS whatsoever, so that will be very, very handy for him in the latter stages of this Spanish Grand Prix at the moment. Still can't get close enough through that final sector. You really just need to keep it as the nose as pointed as possible, really, just to get as to kind of get your car in, especially to the final 2 or the final chicane, really. And obviously try and keep the rear as stable. You don't want that little snap, even if there's yellow flags as Holloman. I wonder if he's put it in the barrier. No, he hasn't. For some reason he's still going around on the intermediate tyres. Not too sure what he's hoping for, but he's being lapped by the entire field now at the moment. And you've still got Murphy on the back of his teammate in P5 and P4. Okay, I think, okay, wait, I'm going to be 2 seconds. I need to get my charger. Why do things happen when I'm away for 2 seconds? So we've had a change in the lead here. How? I have no idea. But Yano has taken P1 from Kojusik, who's led every lap since the switch to intermediates. We have got yellow flags waved in the first sector and an Alpine currently off the track. So I can only assume that Yano managed to get close enough through the final sector and basically slipstreamed his way into P1, and now my phone is dead. That's amazing. And slipstreamed his way into P1, and you can see the pace advantage he's got. He's really going to pull away. Also, Murphy managing to get ahead of his teammate Lysa, so he's going to chase down Severman now for P3. As is, oh, there's more yellow flags in the middle sector. Yeah, hold on. Oh, DNF. So is that going to be a safety car? Oh no, I think he actually retired on the track. So the Red Bull was retired on the track. I guess that could actually still be a safety car. To be fair, this race probably does need another safety car. As there's yellows in the final sets and Smarty is out of the race. So he's crashed out, and there you go. Yeah, the commentator's curse has been very avid recently. There's another safety car in this race. Okay, well, the leaders will probably box for new set inters, just depending on how much wear these tires are giving. But it also looks like the rain has stopped, actually, and the sky is clearing up a little bit. So I wonder if anybody will be brave enough to put on a set of medium tires and go to the end of this race, because obviously in about 3 laps time the track could possibly be nearing to dry conditions. You probably don't, when it's wet, you really don't want to be on dry tires, though. You have to kind of be on the right tire at all times. It's not really like a gamble or bargain you can take, whereas with, for example, wets and inters, you can kind of gamble for inters on a drying track from full wet, because you're most likely going to win that gamble. But with the dry tires, you'll lose out massively. So we'll look to see what Yano and Kodjusik are going to do. Are any of them going to choose to pit? Is somebody going to throw a dummy? Or they both come into the box. And Murphy's got a drive-through penalty. Oh my God. So the championship leader has been given a drive-through penalty. Kodjusik has been given a 5-second time penalty. So this race is really falling apart for the guys in the top 4. It looks like Yano's probably the man primed to take victory. And they're all going for the dry tires. Yeah, this is most certainly a fairly, let's say, confusing race. No, I didn't actually. I actually didn't. I was looking at my laptop for a second. I was looking at the Discord. How did he crash? Wait, let me rewind it. Okay. So I'll look at it from the stream again. Yeah, the driver's looking to switch back to the mediums. Oh, wow. Wait. Wait, he DNF'd in the pit lane. Oh, my God. I should have laughed. I should have laughed. No way. Oh, my God. Wait, oh, that little edge, yeah, wow, okay, that's unfortunate. I guess, unfortunately for Isford, the end of his race came a little bit prematurely, absolutely destroying the barrier on the inside of the pit lane. Massive shame for him, as Lycett chooses to come into the box finally to get rid of those intermediate tires. So once again, Kodjusik has got the jump in the pit lane, as he chose to go for the mediums, and he's regained P1. I believe Yano may have had a 5-second time penalty to add to his misery. One thing I do know is that Murphy, with that drive-through, will lose, or more possibly lose, a lot of points in this race. Fortunately, the track has dried out, so we will get some DRS and some wheel-to-wheel battling here in Spain. We'll also get some tyre wear. Interestingly enough, Cycle is on the soft tyres. Yeah, I think Kodjusik, I'm not sure what his penalty is though. Okay, let me have a quick look. Okay, oh, he's got 5 seconds. Oh, interesting. He probably got, I think he got that going into the pit lane. I think he got speeding in the pits on the entry to, on the pit entrance. So I wonder what type of pace King will have, because King has struggled the whole race, but now he finds himself in P5 directly behind Murphy. So and also with no penalties. So I wonder if the Red Bull actually has a shout at winning this race. I'm so happy it's dried up, because now we've actually got something to commentate on. Because in the wet it's almost impossible to do anything, and it's very, very boring to commentate on also. So fortunately, we're going to have some dry laps in this race. The safety car should be in on this lap, but we didn't get a notification. But like Codemasters like to do, could possibly see very late. I believe it might be because Black Wolf is well back on the track, but the drivers will probably still be getting ready to go on this lap. Probably not though. Black Wolf is still not caught the pack at the moment, so it might be another lap behind the safety car. Oh, don't we absolutely love to see it. And Kodjicic comes into the box, so he's coming into the pits to serve his 5-second time penalty. And probably, would he put on the softs? You could probably gamble for softs, but they will be dead at the end, so probably no point. At the same time, definitely better to go for the mediums. We'll have wait and see what he can do. But now King in the Red Bulls up to P4. Wow, so he really can win this race depending on his pace. Kodjicic, I believe, is setting another set of mediums. Yeah, so he's going to go to the back of the grid, but we'll have a brand new set of medium tires in this race. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely, because Kodjicic, the strategy calls he played were basically perfect. So unfortunately, picking up that 5-second time penalty means that he is gonna be last at the safety car restart. What it also does mean is that Yano retakes the lead of this Grand Prix, also with no penalties. So he is the man primed for another victory. And looking at the fact that Murphy has got a drive-through penalty, he could really close that gap in the championship. Currently it's 28 points. So if Yano can take a race victory and possibly a fastest lap, depending on where Murphy can finish, it's looking like damage limitation at the moment for the Welshman, especially with King also behind him without any penalties. So it could be a massive loss of points here for the championship leader, and you've got safety car in this lap. That's exactly what we want to see. Will it be carnage? Will it be chaos? Probably. Will we enjoy it? Most definitely. King down in P4, he's got a massive chance of winning this race, most definitely, to get on the podium. So we'll see whether or not he can capitalize, and we'll also see if maybe he was running a dry setup in qualifying, which is why he was struggling so much. But as the safety car is going to fly off into the distance, and Yano is going to back the pack up, hopefully there's no 5-second time penalty. And there was a little bit of contact there between the McLaren of, yeah, there you go. It looked like Murphy hit the brakes for King there, and they've made contact. So 5-second time penalties to both. But fortunately, they shouldn't be in the pits again, so it shouldn't be too much of a loss. But at the moment, King's going to come under pressure from the Alpine of Miyake. Is Miyake going to send it up the inside? I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I know he doesn't. He thinks better of it. Ooh, but the Ferrari of Pascalidis tries to go around the outside, but it doesn't come off. So he's going to remain in P6. Sorry, my voice has been so weird today, man. And you've got Chibuikem coming to the inside of Lyse. That position will be taken. They make a little bit of contact. Is he going to lose another position? No, he's not. The gap out in front, 0.8 of a second. So Yano really trying to run away with it as soon as possible. What he needs to do is just get that gap from the cars behind, really break that DRS and try and pull off into the distance. You've got cars really close behind each other. Behind King at the moment, he's in P4, and it looks like he's also struggling he's still struggling for pace. He can't keep up with Murphy. He's got 2 cars or 3 cars behind, looking for a move. And when the DRS does come, Miyake goes a little bit deep. When the DRS does come, this will be very interesting to see how these guys manage, because remember, ERS as well will now be important, because it's not going to be like it's in the wet where you've effectively got unlimited ERS. You're really going to have to think about how you use it with 11 laps to go, and you've got, there's a spin, and it's the championship leader. It's gone from bad to worse. It's a disaster for the championship leader and McLaren. It's an absolute disaster, and somebody's out of the race. It's Miyake smashed into the barrier down the straight. How has that happened? What is going on? And Chibuikem's going to look. Pascalini's got damage, so there must have been contact there between the Ferrari and there's another safety car. So Miyake might actually be able to serve his. Oh no, he's not serving his drive. He's changing his front wing. So I have no idea how that happened, but Miyake out of this race down the back straight. Only 11 drivers left in this race. I wonder if Murphy served any of those penalties. We'll look to see when he does come out of the pits. He's going to pass the pit exit line, and we will know whether or not he still got the drive through. So I think he served the 5 seconds that he gained under the safety car, but he still got the drive through. So it's looking like an absolutely horrible race for the championship leader. He could possibly relinquish that championship. Actually, no, I don't think he could. No, he can't. The lead could be down to about 2 points between Yano, who's currently the man, looking very comfortable at the front. I wonder if anybody's going to look to pit for softs. Probably not too much use in doing so, because I don't think the advantage you gain in about maybe the 6 laps that the softs are good is basically beneficial enough. But King does come into the pits and he will put on the softs. So who's going to follow him? The Ferrari Pascalidis, who I believe has wing damage, also comes into the box, and he will put on soft tyres. Obviously they'll have completely fresh sets of those softs. Interestingly, Murphy came in for the mediums. I wonder if he'll box again for the soft tyres. Murphy should have spun it, yeah. Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. And he's got a draw. Oh wow, I'm not sure if I've seen such a race from a championship leader. He's got about, yeah, I think he might retire. He's got 2 drive-through penalties. I don't know how he salvages the race from here. Normally I'd say don't give up, but at this point with 9 laps to go, 2 drive-throughs, not looking very promising, and he does retire from the race. So it's a no score for the championship leader, whilst his main rival is comfortably in P1. So this F4 championship is taking another turn. As anticipated and as promised, Spain has thrown up a curveball. The sunshine is now hitting the track, and the smile on Yano's face, seeing Murphy retiring. Whoa, that was Murphy's second. Yeah, exactly. It's looking very promising. Obviously, you've got King still down in P8, but he will most likely be scoring points. The gap between King and Murphy, 55 points. So really, if he wants to close that gap, he needs to find his way on the podium. Oh yeah, very low. The standard's been extremely low. As there's another retirement. There's somebody. What's happened there? Has he crashed out on the 9 cars? Damn. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it still. Like, nah, I don't want to say it. Like, I personally don't think it's disrespectful. But really, like, nah, let me not say it. Yeah. Oh man, if anybody can guess what I'm gonna say, yeah, or what I'm thinking in my mind, then I'll give you brownie points. Yeah, it's very poor. Yeah, Coutinho definitely would know what I want to say. Yeah, the standard's not been there tonight whatsoever with so many DNFs. But what can you do, I guess? You just gotta wait for the safety car to go out and see what happens with now only 9 drivers remaining safety car in on this lap. So it's looking comfortable at the moment for Yano. Hopefully, for his own sake, really has to do is keep it on the track at the moment, and then going into the next race in Belgium, he will have a very good chance at taking the championship lead from Murphy, who's had an absolutely disastrous race here in Spain. You can see as Yano's really lighting up those rear tyres. Important to keep an eye on the Red Bull in P7 on the brand new set of softs, and whether or not he can make an impression, as he's yet to do so this weekend. And Yano has gone, but he's got a little bit out of shape in the last corner. He could actually be under massive pressure here coming into turn 1, as Seberman's going to have the slipstream and King is down in last. So it's not been a great race for him either. Oh wow, yeah, it looks like everybody's really struggling on the rear. This is the one. Okay, there we go. So DRS will be enabled in 2 laps. It seems like hopefully we can get to that without anybody destroying themselves, so that we can actually see a bit of a battle here. Whether or not Yano can keep it on the circuit is one thing. Currently, Cycle is on 6-lap-old soft tyres. Probably not too old, bearing in mind most of them have been served behind the safety car. Some of them weaving a little bit there. Probably struggling for some tyre temp, but the gap out in front could be over a second after this final sector. Very, very important for it to be for Yano's chances in this race. I need to switch my phone on now. Thank you. And yes, it is 1.1, so Yano really stretching his lead at the front. It's been a seriously disappointing race for the Red Bull. He's down in P9. Coutinho thought that King would win this race. He's currently in 9th and will only score 2 points as Blackwell comes into the box. I wonder if he's going to retire or not. Bowser. I believe he has retired. No, he hasn't. It's a McLaren of Lysa. He spun out. Wow. So a lot of spinners today. I would say I'm not used to so many spins, but I guess it is what it is. I'm really itching to say it, but I'm not going to say it. I'll say it after the race. I won't say it now. Especially because people might find it disrespectful. But personally, if you're a noob, you're a noob. What can you do, eh? Oh, damn. But yeah, lap 27. Gap out in front, 1.2 seconds. Looking very comfortable at the moment. But yeah, no, it looks like there's not really many position changes going on at the moment. Pascalidis looking very closely to the back of Kodjicic, who's on the soft tyres and not going very, very fast at the moment. Those softs aren't amazing, to be fair. They're not they're not great. I feel like the pace difference is probably minimal, and obviously they die out very quickly. So interested to see what the last 5 laps are like with the DRS. Let's see what other battles we've got going on in the championship. It's not only the battle for first. There's also a fairly big battle for P5, currently led by Blackwell on 69 points, and you've got Holloman, who I believe is retired, on 67. Jakob, who's not racing today, apparently he's in F1 actually, on 66. You've got Pascalidis on 62. He's currently in P6, so he will gain some points on his arrivals there, and possibly actually go up into 5th in the championship. Below that, I'm not sure who else is racing at the moment. Cycle, who is ahead of this bunch of cars here. Pascalidis is about to go. You absolutely steams past Kodjicic, but we've still got the battle for P2 at the moment. So this is still a very interesting battle going on, to be honest, for the final few places on the podium. Hopefully these guys can keep it clean and keep themselves out of the barrier for the last 4 laps. We can get a good race for the last couple positions. Oh yeah, I'm not bored at all. To be fair, listen, sometimes you gotta help out. Tomorrow I can't commentate in F2, so I thought, why not? I guess you can kind of see the difference between F2 and F4, but I guess that's what divisions are for anyways. Yeah, not really much else to say, to be honest. Just keep your eyes on this battle as it unfolds. Hopefully Cycle can get some DRS on Seberman out of the final corner and look to make an impression for the second step on the podium. I could definitely be sweating Spain right now, but I guess it is what it is. Yeah, is he gonna have enough pace? It's too. Oh wow, Sevenman's got no ERS. He's D rating, so it looks like Cycle's probably got the better of him in the last 3 laps. He's biding his time at the moment, and Yano gets a 3-second time penalty. So, oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what happened in yeah. But we'll go with what you said the other Friday league last week. Actually, let's have a look at that. I'm so tired. Alright then. Energy. Pascalidis, P5. He's managed to pick up some time when the guy's up ahead. I wonder if... Oh, penalties galore. Might as well just give everybody a penalty at this point. I wonder if Pascalidis can maybe gain some places here, because this is most likely going to get... well, the gloves are going to come off, so to say, as obviously Sevenman's got effectively no ERS, and then everybody behind him has got quite a bit and the DRS. So we'll wait to see how that does transpire. The gap out in front, 2.5 seconds, is most probably going to grow. As I wonder when Cycle's going to choose to use that ERS, and he's using it now. Really, he could just blow up straight up to the back of Sevenman if he wanted to, but he's still waiting. And I wonder if him waiting will cost him. No, he's looking like he's going to go for a move. Now he's going to try and send it around the outside. No, he thinks better of it. He's going to look for the switchback. And Mouse Mercedes Pascalidis also trying to make a move on Chibuikem for P4. Cycle can see that light flashing brightly in his eyes. He really, really does need to take advantage sooner rather than later. With all of that ERS that he's got saved up, he can easily get past and pull away before he puts himself in danger to the cars behind him. So a very big battle here for the podium positions, and Podjicic also going to get involved. So it's not going to be a boring end to the race, at the least, at the very, very least. As you've got Sevenman weaving, trying to keep Cycle out of his slipstream, and you've got a collection of 4 cars behind us. Black Wolf has gone off the track in the last corner and reset the track. So yeah, you might see some bumper cars here. Hopefully not, but I'm sure you're going to be seeing some noses to tails at the moment. Only 2 laps remaining. Gap out in front, 3.6 seconds. So very, very easy for Yano at the moment. And it most definitely will not be easy for Sevenman, as he's surely about to relinquish P2 in this race. And I wonder if anybody else is going to look to make a move. It's like, yep, Cycle's going for it. Finally, he is going for it. We're going to watch this on board, the Haas behind, and it's a very, very easy overtake. No, it's not. Sevenman looks to go deep on the brakes, but he's just not got enough. Surely he's not going to keep up the inside. Oh, that's good racing there. Very good racing. Great overtake there from Cycle. He kept it clean as well. So well done to the Alfa Romeo driver. Sevenman goes off the track and he rejoins. He's going to lose another position to Pascalidis. Yes, he will. He's not got the ERS to defend from that either. So he's lost 1, 2, 3 positions in the space of 4 corners. It might be 5 here, as Podjicic is maybe going to send up the inside. No, he thinks better of it. He's got no ERS. Ivan Pascalidis, oh, he almost puts in the barrier. It looks like he's kept it out just about without picking up any damage. And wow, massive ABS dive bomb there from Podjicic, but it did not come off. What are the penalties? Yeah, that dive bomb was I was hopeful, but he didn't lose too much from it, to be honest. So final lap, the leader 4.8 seconds. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the penalties, I have to be honest with you. So that top 6 could change very, very quickly. And Cycle has managed to keep Slimmy behind him. So unless there's any mistakes, it should be P2 for him, at least on the track. We'll have to wait and see how things pan out. All in all, yeah. So as they come across the line, Yano dominates the Spanish Grand Prix and wins. It looks like the penalties aren't going to change too much. Kodjicic goes up to P4 and King finishes in P5 after what was not the greatest of races from him, so that was a bit strange. He manages to pick up 10 points for Red Bull. As Yano well, there you have it. Yano wins and cuts the championship lead to only 3 points now. Only 9 finishes in what was a fairly chaotic race. Would I say I'm completely surprised? No. Personally, I think you should all switch your assists off, like ABS and all these things. Like, what's the point in ABS? Just pointless. But anyways, Cycle manages to get a podium as well as Chibuikem. Good result for him, starting P14 and finishing in P3. Well, yeah, very chaotic race. But well done to the drivers that did finish. I know the conditions were tricky. It's definitely not easy to drive in full wet conditions around Spain. Very easy to make mistakes. So commiserations to those that didn't finish, but congratulations to the 9 drivers that managed to bear the conditions and score points for themselves and their teams. Yeah, for myself, low-key, whether or not I'll commentate in F4 again, I don't know. We'll have to see. But until that day, or obviously tomorrow, we've got F3 and F2. Definitely tune into those. F2 always a great watch. Personally, I won't be commentating in F2. I've not commentated there for a while. I've just found myself busy on Saturdays, unfortunately. But whoever is commentating, I'm sure will be watching what will or should be a very good race. And then obviously the main event on Sunday, F1, you've got the big battle for the championship between 2 of the best drivers on the F1 2021 game, Assassin and Grill. Most definitely want to watch out for that one. Also some other battles to watch out for in that division. Axel always quick in F1. You've got a few other guys that will be looking to get on the podium like myself. But yeah, I'm sure Javier will be up to pace. Funky definitely looking quick also. So F1, you most definitely don't want to miss that one. I feel like it'll be quite competitive this weekend, barring that everybody is racing. So, yep, and for myself, until next time, see you guys later.